Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 159 of my Minecraft series, my Journey series, as we journey through the Minecraft updates. This is going to be the final episode in Beta 1.7, and with that is going to come some major changes, which will all be revealed next episode, although they won't really be revealed because everyone knows about the changes. But in terms of their implications with my world, all that will be revealed next episode. In all seriousness, I don't foresee there being a major problem, but you never know. So what we're going to do first in this episode is we're going to have a bit of a world tour. Not a world tour, half a world tour. We're going to have a look at the stuff we've built between Alpha 1.1 and now, basically. So everything we've done since the new terrain came in Alpha 1.2. And we're a better place to begin than the base. I've actually spent more time here than I thought I would. I honestly thought that this would just be like a token base, if you like, or a base that I would come to sometimes, but I actually moved all my stuff here. I didn't think I would stay at my alpha base forever, but I thought I would be there a lot more than I have been. But most of the stuff I've been doing is out here in these neck of the woods. So, yeah, overall it's been a good place. I guess the main features of this are, like, compared with my other base. For starters, we've got the animal, the passive mob farm. We should go and have a look at that. I've not been up here since we completed it. Be the passive mob farm, first one I've ever built in this game. Let's jump up. These are the spawning pads. There's a few animals that are still stood on their pads, but this has worked tremendously, much better than I thought it would. I didn't realise just how OP it was until I actually, obviously built it and then experienced it. And did that cow spawn over there? I think he might have spawned over there since we've come up. But yeah, I think initially it was quite slow, and then it was like beta 1.2 or 1.3, all of a sudden we're just getting drops left, right and centre. It was incredible, so that certainly helped us. Not bad, not bad. I do like it. So that's the passive mob farm, and these are the tubes and everything. So this is the pig filter, so pigs generally will go down into this water stream here because it's only one high. Pigs are one high. Sheep and cows will fall down there. I used to have an issue where pigs would sometimes fall into this area, but that's happened less in recent updates, which has been good. Occasionally a pig will get stuck in the chicken thing and they'll end up drowning, which is fine. It's just a bit annoying. And chickens, they push each other into the water and they end up drowning, so that's where they end up. And yeah, all the drops end up down here. They're all currently on, well, just killing basically. However, there is a way to prevent the sheep and cows from dying. You just place water here, and that allows you to shear the sheep. There is a better way of doing it now with pistons, but I just never got around to obviously altering it. So that is why, yeah, nothing's been implemented. Let's see. And of course, this will no longer work in the beta 1.8, but again, more on that next episode. So that's the passive mob farm. We've got storage down here, infinite water pool. This is obviously the mass storage for the pork chops. This may not actually work. Next episode we will reveal. Well, in next episode we will reveal if it has worked or not. Oh, there's the jingle. Let's go and have a look at the hostile mob farm, shall we? So the jingle, which I'll show off in a bit, obviously alerts us to the fact that items need to be collected. That was something that I was inspired to make thanks to Etho's original season 1 of his LP. Actually, we need to stay in here. So that's where the drops end up. The pressure plates here activate the jingle, which I'll explain in a moment. This is the mushroom farm that hasn't been used in a wee while, so there should be 1 or 2 mushrooms. That's a fair amount. So we built this recently. I don't need to explain it, but as you can see, it's working very nicely. It should, in theory, continue to work right up to the present versions, like 1.14. But you never know. You never know with these things. That's what the mob system looks like, as you can see. Well, you might not be able to see, but hey, could you guys get out of the way, please? I'm trying to show YouTube where all my stuff is and how it works. No, anyway, yeah. So there's a few mobs in the pads. It's basically like every other mob system I've ever built, and again, that was inspired by Etho as well. Most of the things here have been inspired by Etho at some time. This is where the mass storage of pork chops goes. Again, tune in next time to find out if it's actually worked. I've got a fear that when I go down there to get them, they're all going to disappear, all the minecarts. So we'll have to wait and see. There's 48 minecarts down there, which equates to 20 stacks of pork chops. Or 21 stacks of pork chops. 21 stacks of modern pork chops. If it works, I cannot wait. We've got more storage here, where I've just put things for the mob system. As you can tell, gunpowder's the one that's been used most. There's more of a viewing area over here. Plenty of spiders in there. That's the one issue, is that if you come down here, spiders are going to track you, and it's kind of annoying because they stay latched onto you, and they don't fall into the system. Let's get rid of that. As you can watch, the mobs die here, and it's quite funny to see so many go past. It's weird the way the hitboxes work. They all just like nudge each other and go back and forward quite erratically, which is cool. There's a creeper. Creepers are obviously the main thing that I want, but it's useful to have things like bones and arrows and, well, even feathers and string to an extent, because you never know when you might need them. Like last episode, I was really in need of arrows, and, you know, thanks to this we had quite a bit. Anyway, let's head back up. So that was the hostile mob system. Passive mob system was also inspired by Etho, although there may be other designs out there. I do not know. Obviously, this is just for beta versions. Really, this sort of thing wouldn't work in other versions of the game. This is the tube that is the mass pork chop storage. Although I built that recently. We got our bed. I've never found a good place for a bed. That's one thing that I've failed at, is finding a good place for a bed, because my bed in my alpha base is right at my door, and this one's on a step. Anyway, we've got storage here, storage for books. I can, if I fancy reading something like Lord of the Rings, or a Minecraft survival guide, or the combat handbook, that goes in there. This is where the indicator for the despawn timer goes, so I can see that there's 2 feathers there despawning that will alert us to when we need to go collect our items. This is all just storage. Most of my items in here, although I still have quite a bit back at my alpha base. This is my beta base, although obviously I built it in alpha. I think I built it in alpha. I built it in alpha or beta 1.0, I don't remember. But the key, or the main idea... Oh yeah, there's more storage here, but I'm always in these chests, so you don't really need to be shown them. But yeah, the key idea for this base was, it was supposed to be a dome under the ocean, which I've kind of done, although the dome's supposed to be deeper. I didn't give up, I just decided against making it any deeper because I liked the way it looked. It was a pain to build. I'm so glad I've got a good use out of this base, because it was an absolute nightmare to build. Because there's obviously no sponges. Well, there is sponges, but you can't exactly pick them up at the moment, so that... The draining of the ocean relied on loads and loads and loads of gravel and torches and all that. But no, it works. It works very well. I'm very happy with the base. I always have misgivings about making a new base, but this one has been like things have been accessible. Everything that I need's here. Obviously, there's more farms back at my alpha base, but this one, it just does the job. It's just good like that. Oh, is it turning night already? Jings, that was a quick day. Alright, we'll hang here for a minute, then we'll go to another area. Oh, actually, there's one thing I can show off. It's the despawn timer and the things like that. So that's the dispenser full of feathers that, you know, feeds the despawn timer. When the feather despawns, it unpowers this wire that inadvertently goes through that alpha repeater, and then it sets off a tune here, which... Could I activate it? I guess I could if I break this. So yeah, that's it. Very simple tune, but that is something that alerts me as to when it's time to go and pick up items. Again, credit to Etho, full credit to Etho. I'm trying to remember if I didn't copy it straight. But I copied the concept, obviously. Took inspiration from the concept and designed my own. His one was better because his despawn timer was right next to his items, whereas mine is they're in two separate places. Anyway, we've got a bit of an underground here that goes under the ocean. One I've used more than I thought I would, to be fair. Especially since we've built the city. We've got some lava lighting below. It's a two-way track, so it works really well. And yeah, it takes us right out here instead of having to swim over the ocean. So, you know, I'm the minecart guy of Minecraft. Like, of everyone I know, I'm the one that still favours minecarts. Obviously, we don't have elytra or packed ice or boats that go on ice in these versions, and rails are probably, on balance, the best way of travelling, but there's not even any sprinting, so rails are, without question, the best way to travel in these versions. But even in modern versions, I would still favour them. Anyway, over here is a bit of an interesting location. We've got some note blocks. I've got into note blocks and tuning songs. Not very well, I should add. For starters, you can make the songs more compact than they are here, but well, actually, no, to be fair, I did set this up at a time when Redstone's interaction with repeaters was very, very strange, and so I didn't really have any good ideas of how better to set it up. But we've got 3 tunes here. I'll go through them. This one is Londonderry Air. I did this in an episode, so let's have a listen to it, shall we? Hey, so that was Londonderry Air, a tune that is used in many songs. So that's good, although 3 of the notes are fake notes because the note blocks, like the range doesn't go high enough to accommodate all the notes. This is Flower of Scotland. Another thing to point out is I'm not musically gifted or I'm not experienced in music, so there's obviously things that I could do to improve these things, these songs, for example, adding in more instruments or more notes, because obviously when you play the piano, most songs have like used both your hands, like one for low notes and one for the main notes or whatever. Listen, I'm talking about things I don't understand, but the point is I could have added more notes, but I didn't because it was too complex, and also the range of the note blocks is something I don't quite understand. So anyway, this is Flower of Scotland. Again, you can play it. There's more that should be added to this, but I just went for the bass tune. And also, these first few notes are an introduction, just because I kind of like having an introduction like that. I'm not going to sing. Words at the bottom. Yep, so Flower of Scotland, the national anthem of Scotland, played at sporting events, ceilidhs, concerts, various events like that. And finally, I'm not going to say what this song is. If you know what this song is, congrats, but I'm not going to say what it is. You'll have to guess. Or forever wonder. Bro. Alright, let's go to somewhere else. Let's go somewhere else. Yeah, one of the interesting things about... for some reason I thought the sun was going down. I was like, what? I've only just the day's only just begun. It's actually midday. But yeah, one of the things is building in deserts. I've not really done that an awful lot in the past, but here I've basically exclusively built in deserts, so it's quite interesting. I quite like my base from afar, honestly. Like, it doesn't even bother me that the animal farm, the passive mob farm is right up there. It's just, it's cool like that. Right, so now we're going to head over to the city, the unfinished city. I was really wanting to get this finished before leaving beta at 1.7, but we started it a little too late. I honestly considered building this a lot sooner, like back in early beta, I guess. But I just never... I always thought to myself, oh, it's too big a task. And then there was this one episode where I was just like, man, I really want to do it. And I just went for it. And this is where we're at. And honestly, I quite like it. It looks... Even after the cobblestone texture changed, I still like it. It's decent. Got a statue there in the wall. We got towers. I like the main street. The main street is really what I was after in terms of having a medieval feel. I'm currently living in this building. Loads of my resources are over here because this is a big project. But as you can see, all the front to these buildings is finished to give us a nice look to the city. Got a couple of marketplaces there, a medieval crane. There's also a storage area down here, as well as a customs office, which I do like. There's usually a mob in there. Doesn't look like there's any today. Cool. I'm actually, I don't know, it feels very weird that this is like the last episode in beta 1.7. And of course, all will be explained next episode for those that don't understand or don't really or don't appreciate it, I guess, as to why it's a big deal. To be fair, I think most people know, but I'm just saying it is a big deal. Let's have a look at the castle real quick. Incidentally, none of the towers have staircases in them. Like, they're just there for show. I've not bothered about interiors this time around. I might do, but probably not. We'll wait and see. Yeah, this is the oh, Jinx, this isn't even finished. There's still grass showing. This, I don't know if this is supposed to be a window or what. The throne's finished though. I quite like it, and we've got 2 chairs. Loads of animals. I like this. This path goes up to a higher level of one of the towers. This will give us a good view over the back end of the city, which is obviously built into the hillside. Can we just hop down there? Yep. Easy does it. And I've still not replaced that block. Yeah, there's loads of mobs spawning there. Whoa! Oh wait, no, those are passive animals. I was about to say, why is there so many mobs behind? But no, it's passive mobs. Yeah, right there. This is a bridge that I've got a love-hate relationship with. Like, I like it in some ways, but in other ways I just really wish I could burn it down. But we're going to live with it. It does the job. It gets me from A to B. That's all you really need from a bridge. And in fact, we're going to go from A to B, B to A. I did intend to build over here. I still do, and I might still do, but you never know. That's the thing. When I moved to my beta area, obviously I had plans. There was a reason as to why I moved to that area. But in the same way, I've got plans for what I want to do in future in this series, and it's unknown to me as to whether I'll spend a lot of time in this area, in another area. Maybe we'll go back to our alpha area. I don't know. The point is, I don't know in future. So I've made all these plans. Whether they will come to fruition, I don't know. But that's part of the fun of it. Part of the fun of an LP is finding out what comes next. Not just for the viewer, but for the person that's playing as well. If you've done an LP, I'm sure you can identify with that. So immediately, as we leave the city gates for the last time in beta 1.7, you can see in the distance the aqueduct that we built last episode. Oh, look, a wolf. And I've got no bones. It's fine, I've already got 3 wolves in the museum. It belongs in a museum! Anyway, the aqueduct was a really fun build. Like, a lot more fun than I thought. Plus, it looks a lot better than I thought originally, but it looks really good from afar. It probably looks better from afar than it does up close, but even still up close it looks decent, I would say. I would go as far as to say that's probably one of the most satisfying builds I've ever done in this game. I don't know why, just the way it blends in with, well, it doesn't blend in, but the way it just seamlessly, you know, transitions through hills, and the way it looks. And obviously this is done without the use of upside down stairs or stone bricks or stone brick variants and all that. I really do rate it, and if you know me, you know I don't rate many of my builds. I did say I could improve it. I don't know how without the use of extra future features, but yeah, it's interesting. I like it, and we've got the serpents at the end with the white tongue. There's a city way off in the distance there. Let's hop down. In fact, the aim of the aqueduct, or the reason for building it, was to provide fresh water to the desert village over here, which we'll just go and inspect. So I've not actually worked on the desert village for a long time. I originally did this middle section with the intention of adding more to it, but never got around to it. And it's really weird having like a combination of logs, wooden logs, and oak logs, I should say, and sandstone. Like back in the day, that looked epic. Now it's like, we've got other wood types now, we've got other blocks. It's difficult to say whether it looks good or not. But we do have the palm trees, which looks alright. Fountain in the middle. This is salt water, cannot be drunk. That's why we need the aqueduct over there. Let's follow this path, I would say. And we'll go and check out the campsite. Thing is with builds, it's like you build them, and if they don't have a function, they're just there for show. But that's part of the fun of doing an LP, is being able to show them off and explore them and all that. And I watched not an LP video, but it was a video about how to stay inspired in your Minecraft world, and it was about the guy was very he was strong on creating storylines or lore or whatever behind builds and that, instead of just being like, I fancy building a castle. Oh, castle built, right? What next? So I mean, we don't really have much lore, but we've kind of got something going here in this area, which I quite like. There's a bridge. I do like it. It's different from anything I've built before in terms of just the variety of blocks I've used, the way I've used them. It's alright. I think it's decent. And this is obviously the campsite. We've got our fire, a little campfire there, a few tents. Never built a tent before in Minecraft, but there you go. Got a crafting table in this one. This is the place where people go for a wash, or they drink the water, either one. It's a place for water storage. We've got a bush here that was made before you could move leaves. I've not actually sheared any leaves. Oh yeah, just ignore that. We've not actually sheared any leaves in this playthrough yet, which is... It's not a big deal. I mean, let's be honest. I overuse leaves sometimes, so no doubt there will come a time when we do use leaves. But yeah, that is the campsite. It's on that nice wee, what would you call it, spit of land out in the river. It's obviously not a river. Rivers don't exist, but it looks like a river. It's basically a river. This is a build that I really enjoyed doing it, and it's really satisfying to look at. And the thing is, I built it relatively early when we arrived in this area, and it's dominated the skyline for so long. For me it's iconic. Looking over here every time and seeing it like in the fog distance is really cool. We've got a path that comes from the desert village all the way up the hill here, and this is obviously the castle ruins. What went on? Was this castle defeated by the people from the city? Was it defeated by another invading army or nation? Did it fight the Seven Nation army? Who knows? But as you can see, we've got serpents with our white tongue and their mohawk serpent. Yeah, that's a thing. And then obviously the first bridge up to the castle. I don't know why. I just really like this build. In terms of build satisfactions, this world's probably head and shoulders above everything else. Like, even in some ways, my journal world, I rate my journal world for the amount of stuff I've done in it. But at the same time, I often felt like I was left wanting with some of the builds I did, because I don't know, I just wasn't that good at picking out blocks and all that. Whereas this, I don't know why, I rate a lot of these for some reason. But yeah, this is the second bridge. The thing I like about this ruin is the fact it's on well, an inaccessible peak, except by the bridge, which just goes to show it must have taken a lot to take down this castle. It's so cool. Well, it's so cool to explore it as if you're like a passerby, or it's an SMB and it was built by someone else. I'm not saying that because I think it looks amazing. Well, I do think it looks good, but it just has that feel for some reason, even though I look at it every time I log in. You get great views. And the fact you're able to recreate, or not recreate, but create a ruin effect like this is just so cool. Yeah, well, there you go. Trees, flowers, we could add long grass, but I probably won't, just because I don't like adding to my builds after, you know, new stuff's been added to the world, or after we've progressed into new updates. I don't like just adding stuff. If we head over here, we've got a couple of builds, one of which I used last episode. Oh, actually, I forgot to show off all of we should go back to the desert village, because I just kind of walked through it. I didn't actually go into any of the houses. But yeah, we've got our spider arena and we've got our flower farm. We can actually use the flower farm. Wait. Oh, he's down there. I was about to say, how did he spawn inside of the flower farm when there's lights and everything? Alright, we'll test it a wee bit just because it's so cool. Yeah, so basically all you need to do is yeah, just hold down right click, break the occasional block, and you got yourself loads and loads and loads of flowers. So they don't all uproot, but I mean that's just part of the parcel of using it. Cool. I think when one uproots and one hasn't, then that kind of updates the block, so it's like a chain effect. It all works pretty well. But yeah, that's that. And then obviously we've got our piston lights that keep this place well lit when I'm not using it. Then we'll go and have a look at the spider arena, which is quite different. Vastly different from the other arenas. It's built into the cliff. It's vastly different from the other arenas in that it doesn't actually work, because spider behaviour is unpredictable and annoying. One day we'll get to grips with it, but that's probably long in the future. Oh yeah, this is the back entrance, I forgot. And the spider spawner is just up there, but I don't really intend to stand around. I was in it last episode. If you want to see me try and fight a few spiders in it, check out last episode. Oh yeah, I had my volume, my game sounds muted during the spider fight, which was really annoying. Or the volume was right down. I can't even mind which. One thing I should add is a lot of the grass has been cleared from this area in order to maximise the spawning rates of the passive mobs over in the passive mob farm. That's what this cobble barrier is. It's to stop grass spreading onto the dirt, and it's worked. And it's getting night, so that's a good time to head to the arena, and we'll sleep there and check out the arena, because like the skeleton arena, that is, because I mean that's pretty decent too. Of course, we had a few fights in that the other day. That was actually very entertaining, not gonna lie, really enjoyed it. Anyway, this is the arena here. Enter through these gates. These are actually a bad idea because the skeletons can get out and other mobs can get in. But I mean, whatever. It's just part of the fun of it, having all the battles spill out into the surrounding streets. Yeah, this is what it looks like. It's different. I went for a different feel. Obviously, more of an oval look. The way it rises and drops is kind of like the Ataturk Stadium in Istanbul. These are the houses of the desert village. You can go on the roof. They got these dirt areas where the palm trees are growing. Anyway, we've seen enough from here. Although to be fair, I would kind of want to go and check out the seated areas of the arena, just to get a view of it from up here. Pretty cool, not bad. There's not that much space for seating, but then skeleton battles are more deadly for spectators. Right, so we've had a look at everything around here. I was going to say, I don't think I've built as much in these kind of episodes as I did when I was in the alpha terrain in old alpha, but we've done quite a bit, to be fair, like more than, and like that's not even all of it. We've still not looked at the Nether. We've been in and around the alpha area a fair bit as well, especially recently with the big dig. So yeah, let's go and check out the Nether, see what that has in store for us. So the Nether obviously got added in Alpha 1.2, and it was at that time I immediately made use of Nether travel, and because I mean I've walked that distance like 2 or 3 times, and that's it. Every other time, like the distance between my Alpha base and my Beta base, only walked it 2 or 3 times in the overworld. Every other time I've taken the Nether, even if it's meant walking through hordes of ghasts, which in the past it has. This tunnel goes towards the... Oh, this was amazing to build. So fun, having 40 ghasts shoot at you while you bridge. But we got it done eventually. I remember hardcore raging at this, but... Well, it stands as a testimony to what can be done with a lot of grit and determination. Yeah, that goes to my desert area where I get sand and where I sometimes go caving and that. We don't need to go that way this time, but the way we will go is this way. I completely forgot I always forget where my buttons are. The reason they're not right next to the cart is because you can't do that, or you couldn't do that in a previous version in like 1.5, so I had to put it far away, and I still just use it. I've not updated it yet. So you get a nice view of the Nether here. This tunnel was the first one that I built, and it looks alright. You can see ghasts frozen in time over there. You can see my old bridge that never got taken away, but it stands there as a testimony to, or a memorial to when I first arrived and bridged over there. There's more ghasts frozen in time. Drink in the site because they may be gone in a future update, who knows. Right, I think what we'll do, we're not going to go to the portal at the mine, we're going to go by another route. Hey! I can't remember if we dug this tunnel after or before going to the Nether, but whatever. The old boat, the old wood generator, I should say. A blast from the past. Not just in terms of Minecraft, but also in terms of this world. What? So, we've got a couple of squid down here. More than a couple, it looks like. Have they always been there? Did they just spawn? That is crazy. I'm presuming the guy that was over there despawned. Because, of course, squid now despawn. And there was a squid over here for the longest of times. Oh, no, there's one there. Maybe he just respawned, I don't know. There's not an awful lot around this area to tell of other than the patch museum. So what we're going to do... Oh, we forgot to put the cactus away. Yeah, other than the additions we've made to the patch museum, I'm going to just bypass this area. We already did a tour of all of this back in Alpha 1.1. Can't remember what episode it was. It was like 64, I think, or 74. One of the two. So yeah, that means we've been in beta longer than we were in old alpha, I think. Don't remember. And would you believe it, the Eats Road is... there's something wrong with the Eats Road. There never a day goes by when there's not something wrong with the Eats Road, but I think that's just part of the parcel of it. I think it broke a lot towards the end of beta. But let's see if we can get it working one last time. The boat seemed to move a lot faster there than it ever has. Alright, here we go. One last ride. Whee! I don't think this works eventually, or like in later updates, I don't think it works. But the good thing is we could come back and give it a try, see if it does work. But I'm fairly confident it doesn't. But enjoy the ride. It took me ages to build. I've used it more than I thought I would. Especially back in the days when I was in and around this regularly. Ah, okay, there's both the boats. For some reason they both ended up there. That's pure crazy, but whatever. Anyway, here we are at the Tower Village that we have modified. We've added to. We've added long grass, a few flowers here and there. Of course, we've changed the torches from being powered or being fueled by logs to being fueled by netherrack. Of course, we've got the mob system here, which Oh, I really want to go down and see it. Is one in a... Okay, hang on. Let's try and get this right. Oh, I failed. Okay, whatever. Look at this. Look at this. I love the fact you just walk over the top of it and look at all the mobs in it. That's so cool. It's so broken, but it's so cool. There's no spiders, incidentally. I don't see any anyway. I don't think spiders swim up the mob-elevator anyway in this update, so... Yeah, interesting. Interesting stuff. It's so unreal, though. It's unreal that it didn't work for the longest of times, and all of a sudden it's working. I think it was beta 1.3 that sorted that. Anyway, the other thing we've had... Oh, yeah, I've left a load of stuff over here. Yep. Bet you there's gunpowder. Or, please tell me I took all the gunpowder. I think I did, I don't see any. Anyway, we built the mill over here, which doesn't look too bad. I didn't add a door, which... I guess we can do that now. Just throw it on and voila. I like the mill wheel I should say. It looks more authentic than any other wheel I've ever tried to build in this blinking game. But otherwise, I don't mind it. The build in general looks like a mill. The one criticism is, I don't know, it's... The contrast between the top and the bottom is very defined. It's very harsh. Harsh is probably the wrong word. Right, so now we've not really done all that much in terms of work over here. So we're going to head straight to the mine, where... What have we done in the mine? Apart from the big dig, I don't think we've done anything else. Yeah, might as well go and look at it and call it a day there for the tour. Oh yeah, we've got the squid farm, but I'm not showing that off. If you want to know what the squid farm's like, just don't ask. I plan to work on it though, because it's in a good area. There's one major pool of water close by. If we get rid of that, then we've got almost a prime spawning place for squid. We just need to try and figure out how to get it working. That was one of the first things I built in my journal world, was a squid farm. Sun's going down, we better remember to sleep once we get in. And of course we can just use the Nether portal to get back to my beta base. Right, let's go and have a brief look at the big dig, and then I don't think we built anything else that we've not already toured. Like the big room, for example. This was done in back when I was in and around this area more often. Same with the parkour and the... I think the parkour was done. Actually, no, I don't think it was, actually. No, it wasn't. Well, I mean, I showed the parkour off yesterday. Yeah, this is a big dig. I'm definitely showing this off because it took so... Well, it's taking so badly long to finish. And it still isn't finished, but there you go. Should we try and cross with a skeleton at the far side? Let's do it. No fear. I didn't even see us. There we go. Easily done. Oh yeah, I was going to put lights here. Pity I forgot. We got two statues over there. Two guards. Oh, we got Bally Clouds. This is what it looks like without clouds, apart from the two there. Tall pillars I still haven't filled in. Or added a staircase on the inside, and then obviously the drop is the main attraction. And this is the exit out the side of the mountain. So it's, yeah, it's basically a tunnel through the mountain. Fast travelling away. And there's the hill we built, which looks even more crazy the longer I look at it. This would be a rainforest biome. Look at the richness in the grass. I've not actually edited that. Like I said I was going to, but I never did. Like I said I was going to go and remove dirt in certain places and add stone, but I mean, whatever. It doesn't look too bad. It just looks a bit funky. It looks a bit out there, if you know what I mean. Right, so by my calculations, I think we've looked at everything, mostly everything, apart from the squid farm, but as I said, who cares about that? I'm trying to think of anything else I might potentially have built. Don't think so. Anyway, let's head off. We're going to head back to base, where we will be attempting to do something else. So yeah, we're going to prepare for next episode when we update. Now, I will give you fair warning that at the time Beta 1.8 came out, there was many issues. I don't foresee those issues being an issue today, like so many years on, when the game's changed a lot. But you never know. Like, I'm just saying, this could be the last episode in this world. I hope not, but that's a minor possibility. So what I want to do is, first of all, I want to get rid of that. Second of all, I want to add that. Basically, what we're going to attempt to do is get animals, because of the way animal spawning changes, we want to spawn a load of animals now and have them here, if you know what I mean. So we'll do that. We'll do the same over here. I need more signs. Can we get that sign back from up there? The chickens are going to be the hardest because their thing's going to their tubing system's going to require a bit of work. Maybe I can get a spare sign from up there. Actually, what am I saying? I can get a spare sign from up here. I mean, to be honest, chickens are the least of my worries, purely because, well, they lay eggs. So if we come across a chicken, we'll just collect eggs. Kind of tedious, I know, but oh, better than nothing. Let's get that on, and let's try and, oh come on, there we go. Right, so we'll get sheep and cows there, and now for the chickens. Now we need to try and save the chickens somehow. Can't believe I'm breaking my own mob system at this late stage, but it has to be done. Well, it doesn't have to be done, but I'm choosing to do it. We've got to get rid of all of those. Oh no. There we go. One more to be done. Let's get a spare bucket on our bar. Oh no. Cool, we did it. Excellent. So chickens. How can we get those? I want to get those feathers. Okay, whatever. Those feathers are lost. We don't need them. Right. So as you can see, this is the plan, is to collect a bunch of animals so as we've got a good supply of them for when Beta 1.8 comes out. It's cheap, and obviously at the time people wouldn't have been able to do this because they wouldn't have known what was coming, but we've got the benefit of hindsight. So we've got about 9 pigs, 11 sheep and cows, 6 chickens. That's fine. You'll have to see next episode what we will be up to. But yeah, I'm gonna sign off there. That's all I wanted to do. Next episode, we'll hopefully manage to reclaim our pork chops that we've effectively, the bank of pork chop. Oh, I wish I titled the episode that. Oh well, whatever. We'll see if our investment in the bank of pork chop has been worth it, and we'll see if we get loads of stacks of pork chops. And beyond that, you'll see what else we're up to when we switch to Beta 1.8. But thank you very much for checking out this episode. Hope you enjoyed the tour. Hope you enjoyed looking back on other builds, on stuff we've done. It was good for me as well. Good to just kind of reflect and appreciate what has gone on in these last, well, it's close to 100 episodes now, maybe like 90, I don't know. Anyway, thank you, and I will see you when I see you. Genuinely cannot believe that this is the end of an era. And next episode will be the start of an era, effectively. It won't really be the start of an era. It will be like meeting not meeting a long lost friend, but meeting an old acquaintance. I just want to point out that the people at Mojang removed all, references to Notch from the game, and so this is a bit of an interesting occurrence because it says happy birthday Notch. Obviously we're in an outdated version, and so it's obviously going to still be around, but I know Notch coded Minecraft to have happy birthday Notch as the the yellow text on his birthday, which is 1st of June. So yeah, that's just a little Easter egg that's still in the older versions, but you wouldn't get it these days in the modern versions.